down.
Hey everybody, it's Patty Dobrovolsky with Up Your Creative Genius. And Creative Genius U, the equation that makes you great. Okay, we are still working with drive. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes when you're working on something and it doesn't happen at the rate of change that you want it to, your doubt is going to start to creep in. And it will override any enthusiasm that you have and any drive you got going. And your job is to really stop the action right then. Because what's true is that we expect things to happen at a certain cadence. And when they don't, in the absence of that action, our fear starts to creep in. And any old beliefs we have about ourselves, they just take over. And then you get into this whole litany of bad self-talk. And next thing you know, you're down the slippery slope, down in that rabbit hole, thinking about how, oh, this wasn't such a great idea. And oh my gosh, it was probably better the way it was. And then next thing you know, you've like shelved that thing for days, weeks, months, sometimes years, until something jars you and you go back to that dream. Well, today I want to just talk about how you can interrupt that process so that you keep yourself on track and you keep going for the goal. And this is what drive is about. Drive is the enthusiasm that keeps you going forward, but sometimes you have to reboot your hard drive because that brain of yours, it's routed and wired with some old programming that might be outdated, but you haven't really replaced it yet. So here's a couple of suggestions for what happens when your doubt starts to creep in. 1, allow yourself to feel what the experience is doing. What are you feeling right now? Let yourself feel it and notice what it is. 2, do something with it. Try to reboot your hardwiring by just changing the atmosphere, the environment. So you could do some deep breathing, like do square breathing that I talk about. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale 4, and then hold for 4. Keep doing this square breathing just to reset. Do a little meditation or grab a notebook and draw a picture of your dream again so you remember and you kind of reboot that serotonin and dopamine rush. You can also just go outside and do something like, recently I went out there and I had them do a crop circle in my front yard. I'm going to plant that because I know that during this time of upheaval, I need to reroute myself. Every so often I'll find I'm down the slippery slope too. And I know that if I have something, my hands doing something, it will allow my brain to process whatever's going on so that I'm going to get right back on track. You also could just go for a walk, or you could call someone up and just get some advice from a friend. These are just some tips to get you rerouted. The second piece is once you have kind of rerouted yourself, I want you to reboot your hard drive. And how do you do that? By taking action. Any small step towards that goal is going to shift things for you. So you might start by calling somebody that you need something from, or acknowledging someone online for something you've seen them do, or reaching out to somebody you haven't heard from in a long time. Do something though, and then do something on that goal. Get yourself moving on that goal again, because that is going to automatically make you feel like, oh my gosh, okay, I haven't let this go. Things are going good. I can do this. And at the end, I want you to feel grateful for the whole experience, no matter what happened. And so your mission, should you choose to accept it this week, is to watch out for when the doubt creeps in. No matter what it is you're doing in your life, at some point the doubt comes in to kind of get you. It's trying to niggle you and haunt you and get you to be afraid instead of believe. And so as soon as it comes in, I want you to note, stop the action and what happened and what do you feel. Write those things down in your journal. Then reroute it in some way. Write that down, how I rerouted it. And then what action did you take? I want you to jot that down so you have a ledger of things you're doing. And finally, feel grateful for it. Because God, We're in a body. We're alive in a lifetime. It's amazing. So stick with it. You can do this. Drive is an awesome place. But just know that in the drive seat, in that driving seat, doubt is going to come in from all sides, sometimes from people you know. So your job is to clear the pathway for your creative genius come through. I can't wait to see what you've done. Until next time, up your creative genius.